Today, British commanders have stated that progress in Helmand rests or falls on what happens here in Musa Qala. The Taliban want their town back and surround it on all sides.
Nick, how quickly do you think you can come under contact here from leaving DC?
I suspect 2.5 kilometres north of Musa Qala, DC, will probably be fighting.
How do you feel it's going to go? Can you actually sort of predict it, or is it totally unpredictable?
We're going to get dicked. There's going to be a lot of eye-contact.
Are you watched by them?
That's right. They're going to say we're ready for them and all that sort of business. So it'll put us very much on guard. And I suspect that towards last light they may well attack us. And then over the following days we'll have sporadic contacts as we head north.
You must feel a hell of a responsibility on your shoulders, because ultimately you are responsible for the lives of somewhat 70, 80 men, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a great deal of pressure, and I think even from the lowest soldier, he's come under contact. He's having rounds fired at him. It's a pretty stressful experience for him, and I suppose that pressure is probably most felt at the section commander level, because they really are right up to the front with the Taliban.
As the infantry, you'd rather stand up and fight than do anything else.
That's correct. Yeah, that's the only way you can do it. Vehicles and everything else, you can't get into the green zone. It's got to be guys on foot, carrying all their kit and equipment with them, and patrolling as we are over the next 4 days, 7 or 8 kilometres up and 7 or 8 kilometres back down again.
When you stop for the evening, they are definitely going to know where you are.
That's correct, yeah.
So when you move out, aren't you in a certain amount of danger?
That's correct, but it's very difficult to try and deceive them, because they know pretty much where you are all the time anyway. Yeah, I mean, one of the difficulties may be that we go into a compound for the night, the Taliban then bring forward their reserves, and then when we move out in the morning, they're ready for us.
Delta Company are 4 months through their 6-month tour. While they've been in Musa Qala, they've experienced some of the toughest fighting of their careers so far.
Well, how old are you guys across the board? How old are you?
I'm 18, I'm the youngest guy here. Yeah. I've basically walked out of training, and out of training about 15 weeks training in Afghanistan.
So you're happy to be here still?
Well, for a few situations where I'm kind of regretting that a wee bit, but...
No, but overall?
Yeah, overall I'm glad I've done it. I mean, you'll never do anything less in your life. I went home in R&R, and as I've said, some of the guys that I went to school with are sitting about doing nothing, and here I am, in one of the hottest part of the world, running around with all these guys.
In terms of the fighting that you've been involved in, how do you feel about your enemy? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? How good do you think they are?
You've got to respect them, definitely. Anybody who tries to fight and take on, especially with the assets that we've got, you've got to kind of respect them, you know what I mean? They're not scared.
We've got Apaches overhead, and they've actually taken on the Apaches with airburst RPG, knowing that if this thing turns around, it's going to be end X for them, pretty much.
They really know what they're doing. It's not like we're going in against somebody that, right, we'll take these guys on because we're getting paid a few dollars for it. They're fighting for what they believe in, and they'll just go for us.
At the start of the tour I joked because we were like a dirty dozen, because most of us, I mean, not a lot of us are all the same cat badge. We've got Army Air Corps, we've got TA, we've even got a guy for the cavalry TA, so it's like the wild geese, pretty much every different cat badge known to man. Yeah. So, but the guys they've done really well on this tour, and we've bonded really well as a platoon, and it's great. These guys are some of the best soldiers I've seen in my 15 years in the army. And I know that, whenever we get into the shit, which we have a lot recently, in fact in the last 3 months we've been constantly fighting, these guys have always been there, and they've always backed us up no matter what's happened.
What's the most emotional time for you while you've been out? What are the things that have really kind of hurt emotionally?
A friend of mine was killed just over 3 weeks ago. He was shot, and for me that kind of sort of, I kind of lost my, I don't know how to put it, but it kind of made me sort of angry towards the people. Because he was one of the nicest guys I'd ever met, and yeah.
The experiences of these young men are a clear indication that the war with the Taliban is far from over.